Well, Coach, I guess in light of well, Coach, I guess this, in spite of a Stone missing a pair of field goals from beyond 40 yards, how's it still sitting with you that he still garnered special teams Big 12 special teams player of the week accolades?
I think they just felt bad they didn't give it to him after the Utah game. Honestly, I think that's why they did that. They just said we should have given it to him then, so we'll just make up for our mistake. But like I said, I guess they just counted 5 field goals total, which was good. I think that was our record, right? I think it's the most we've ever made. So he's been kicking it, like I said, and plus his kickoffs, he's been doing good, letting us cover. So I'm glad one of them got it.
I guess in Tristan's absence, who have you seen really kind of step up from a returner standpoint?
Well, Coy had, I guess, the longest one we've had this year. I think he had a 30-yard return. Really good. Had a chance to break it if we could have got one more guy blocked. So I was glad we finally got that going. We've been working pretty hard on that. We've had good returns, just the penalties early. So lately we've been pretty good of keeping the penalty flag in the official's pocket where it belongs.
And then for you personally, this is the second week in 2 weeks where you've had some form of connections. Obviously, last week U of H during your playing days, and now you have 4 seasons in Lawrence. How's that kind of affected your thought process where you've had back-to-back weeks?
I still got some friends there. Obviously, I like Lawrence. I wish we could have won more football games. Kudos to Coach Leopold for what he's done. Their staff, they've done a great job getting that place going. So, yeah, I've still got some friends that a couple guys coach there, and it's going to be fun. Once again, it's about us. Just getting going, keep staying on where it stay hot.
Coach, what have been your initial thoughts on the new logo, or I guess on the revamped logo?
We got a revamped logo. I don't even know what we're talking about. What do we do? I really don't know what you're talking. I'm being dead serious.
Oh well,
what do we do?
Tech Athletics 2026, 2027. Y'all are starting with the old double T, the flat one.
Oh,
just
really?
A little bit revamped.
I
haven't seen it at all.
I'm in my cave. I honestly don't know. So is it cool?
Right. It looks pretty cool.
Awesome. I'm for it. If you like it, I like it. But I don't really know what that. I'm worried about Kansas.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Kansas. Their returners are pretty speedy.
Yeah.
How are you planning that? What are you seeing in scout right now?
They're really good. Their kick returner one. He's good. He's dynamic. I think he's probably one of their best offensive players. He's returned a kick for a touchdown, but I think you guys know my answer. We're not going to shy away from it. We're going to kick it, and we're going to go cover, and we're going to go do what we do. Can't play football scared. If you play football scared, it's called playing flag football, and we're not going to do that. So we're going to go attack like we do every week.
On that coverage team, now that you don't have just the travel roster, you have everybody here, how does that change? What names change in that room?
No, nothing really. Just, probably adds a little bit more depth for us. Some of those guys, honestly, it's, you still got to play your best guys. If someone gets hurt, though, you do have some more guys available that maybe practice earlier. But, now we're into our 2-deep rotation, and those are the guys that are getting most of the reps. So I wouldn't say it really, changes anything with that, to be honest with you.
You haven't really had a lot of opportunities to do so this season, but when Stone misses the pair of field goals, is the message just like, let's keep rolling, or is there something you say?
No, I didn't say one thing. I just said this. I've said we were going to kick. I didn't change anything. Upton was going to kick. I said that last week. I'm going to say it again. And even Ian probably warmed up the best. I could have kicked Ian the other night, and he probably would have made it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just going to roll with those guys. Those two have earned it, and I think Stone, I know what it was, maybe a 54-yarder. He missed just barely. He had a better shot that one than the other one. I don't know, it was 41 or whatever that one was, 42. He missed that more than the 54-yarder. So he's got a big leg, and we're going to keep throwing him out there. It's not about one kick each game. We still got to keep playing and keep doing what we've been doing. So those guys they've done a good job. We're going to keep doing what we're doing.
Coach, how have you seen this team grow over these last weeks, and what do you say as the ceiling for this team?
Obviously, I'm going to say that we have not played our best football, which is awesome. Once we quit some of the, penalties obviously are a big deal. I know coaches talked about turnovers, penalties, and same thing special teams wise, just 100% on our kicks, get some big returns, a couple of blocks here and there. I still think this team's best football is to be played. But, man, they sure are fun to be with. Those guys in the locker room before the game, practice, after the game, on the plane rides. You know, it's a fun group to coach. It really is. I've always loved coming to work, but man, these guys make it even better. It's just a great group of dudes, man. And you know, but we answer your question. We have not played our best football, so that's kind of scary too in itself. That you know we're going to get better, and that's the best part of this team. Joey's done a great job with our guys and our coaches. You know, it's both. It ain't just them. It's us. We've got to take care of our rooms, and we've got to change the issues that we've been having. You know, since the first game. We're still working on it, so it's like I said, once it all comes together, man, it's going to be scary.
Which player has shown you the biggest growth so far this year?
Man, I honestly, like I said early, I really like what Tristan Gentry is doing. I hate the fact that he got, injured because that kind of, hampers some of it, some of the stuff. Brock Galwals has done a great job on coverage. Been really proud of him. The one that I think Oliver Miles is the one that, I think he's still a guy that once he really learns how to play football and play full speed and understands what he's doing, I think he's very dynamic. I think you're going to start seeing him do more things, both special teams and defensively once he gets, to that. But I think he's got a huge ceiling, so I'm proud of that kid. But, Malik Esquer's another one that's done some things that, he's still learning. Those young guys, they're not done. They're young for a reason. They don't know a lot of football, but we're trying to teach them. But that's a great question. But, yeah, I think Oliver and Malik, those are two that come to mind. Ashton Hampton, another guy that's got a big ceiling.
What's your range that you practice your kickers in? Like, how far out do you usually go, and how close in are you usually doing?
Tuesdays, I usually don't go farther than 40 yards. 40 to 40, I think maybe the most we go maybe 42. Then Wednesday they're all long field goals. We're into 58. We try to Tuesdays is our 40 yard shorter and 40 yards our max, and then Wednesdays we go long. We'll go up to 58 yards. Obviously depending on what the wind is, because sometimes it's not a good kick if the wind's coming at you. So we just depends on what the wind is. But, yeah, we've got to use our Tuesdays, our leg day, just kind of get our leg going. And then Wednesday we kind of increase our yardage. And then Thursday's our special teams day where we kind of incorporate every kickoff, onside, all the stuff we do.
What do you consider field goal range for your guys? What is the mark that you need to hit on the field?
I think Stone can hit from 60, 65, honestly, depending on the conditions. Upton's he's hit 58 before. Ian's got a strong leg. He's probably in the 60s. They're all, now you watch the NFL, I don't even know what their range is. I think it's like 70 now. Those guys are hitting 65 yards like it's nothing. So, these guys are getting stronger. I don't think there's any toe punch kickers anymore neither. So football's changed from that aspect. You used to have a good toe punch guy, but I can't remember the last time I saw a toe punch kicker. So that probably changed that. Those guys they're limited to how far they can go. See you guys. Y'all be good. Have a good week.
You too. Good luck.